Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. These are going to be general messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the week of January 6th to January 12th of 2020. These are general messages, guys. If it doesn't resonate, check out your rising sign, your moon sign, and your Venus sign. Don't try to make it fit. And remember, the energies could always be flip-flopped. So let's get right into this. I'm going to start the first few minutes talking about the astrology because there's just too much to not talk about going on this week. A lot of you guys know what's going on. In case you don't, I do want to hit on 4 big points that are going on this week that's going to deeply be impacting all of us for the trajectory of our life. This is no small stuff. Now, if you're really not interested in that, just fast forward until you see me pulling the cards. No big deal. But let's get right into this. So on January 8th, we have Jupiter conjunct the South Node of Capricorn. And that's all about karma. Guys, that's where the energies are going to be meeting up with our karmic past and where we're going to be pushed to look at our past year especially, and what's coming forward with us and what are we leaving behind and where have we been blocking our own successes, our own victories and relationships and businesses and friendships, family situations. Really, where have we been holding ourselves back? And for those of you who aren't really clear on what the nodal energies are, the South Node is what's stagnant and really past its expiration date. And the North Node is what we need to develop in order to achieve inner balance and fulfillment. Now, we all have our own nodal placements in our birth charts, but this is going on for the collective as well, right? In addition. So in this space, Jupiter is going to be really helping us, though, to tap into this, to our wisdom, to figure out what needs to be implemented, which is that nurturing North Node energy, which is in Cancer, to help grow us, okay? So that's happening on the 8th. And then on the 10th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse happening at 20 degrees of Cancer. Now, we're going to have one now in Cancer, and then we're going to have one in the summer. So I'm calling the 6-month workspace between the two a 6-month workspace to work on and work out, something that needs to end or be transformed or to be focused on in order for us to move forward. And the moon is at home in Cancer, guys, so no lie, it's going to be a bit intense. But this is necessary because we're going to be pushed to figure out what needs nurturing and cultivating in our life. And the thing to know here, though, is that as we're over here transforming whatever it is, ending whatever it is, or focusing on whatever it is that needs our attention, something new is kind of sneaking in our back door, right? A new beginning. And it may not be clear to us right away, but it will become clear, okay? And then on the 11th, we have Uranus going direct. And Uranus is the planet of surprise, but there's a lot of movement with Uranus. It's a real shaker energy, right? And it's been in retrograde since August. So now this is going to be helping us and really pushing us to get out of this rut in any area of our life that we feel like we may feel stuck in. And this helps us figure out where we feel stuck. And the thing is, he's in Taurus. So Taurus helps us to see what needs adjusting or changing in our physical 3D world. As there are structures in our lives right now that just won't work anymore the way they've been. So it's really time to tear them down, really innovate or update these changes. And as you do this, Uranus is going to be bringing in this new pentacle energy, I've been calling it, right? Because it's going to be about resources. This can have to do with job opportunities. This could have to do with relationships, whatever it is in the 3D. Because remember, pentacles has to do with resources, money, investments, all of that, yes. Property, yes. But it also has to do with mental, physical, and emotional connections, how we connect with people. So there's going to be a lot of serendipitous energy, people crossing our paths, opportunities, things occurring to us, ideas occurring to us. It's going to be different for all of us, but whatever's coming in is good, and it's going to be pushing us forward. Now, the last thing I want to mention is what everybody's talking about. It's the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. It's big because it happens only every 34 years. This is not a common thing, right? And now throw that on top of everything I just talked about. This is life-changing stuff. It really is. It's trajectory changing because the 34-year cycle is ending in what I've been calling pentacle energy, because it has to do with, think about the last 34 years, those of you who are old enough. It has a lot to do with possessions and money and owning and accumulating and all of that. Now we're going into what people are calling the age of Aquarius, right? Which is the age of air. We're entering this next 34-year cycle. But I'm calling it air, because it's more than just Yeah, Aquarius is air. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus rules technology. We are entering the age of technological advances in the biggest way. Uranus also does things outside the box. So there's going to be a lot of innovations here, which is really, really great. But it's air energy, and the sisters, the sister and brother to Aquarius are going to be popping in their energies as well, which is Gemini and Libra. And Gemini is all about, ruled by Mercury, has to do with communication. And then we have Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So that's about how we view what we love, and how we appreciate what we love in our relationship to money. So there's a lot of updating that's going to be happening, and Pluto is going to help us to do this transformation, while Saturn is in there helping to mature us, to help create this new foundation that we're going to be living on for the next 34 years. But at the same time, guys, we really want to ask ourselves, while we're figuring all this out, because the reality is, for many of us, everything I'm explaining to you can feel like a loss to a lot of us. It just can. It's like the mommy make it stop, holy cow, I can't deal kind of energy. Whereas others of us are going to feel like these big obvious gifts are coming in. It really does depend on what's in your chart, but there is all of this change. But you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. In other words, you really want to figure out, what has Jupiter helped you to see that does work in your life? What is good? That relationship, that job, that idea, that project, that connection, whatever it is, because Uranus is going to help you become even more solid in that area. Okay, so there's a lot going on, and we're all going to be feeling it for sure. So let's get right into the tarot. And I have to shuffle this card and this deck into in two phases, so to say, because it's very large, the Good Tarot. It's a great deck, beautiful messages, but I don't know if my hands are too small. I don't know. I'm sure the male tarot readers with good hands can do a much better job in one go, right? But I have to at least, otherwise I feel like I'm not getting a good shuffle, and that I'm not okay with, right? Okay, so we're going to be pulling your crowning energy for this time period of the 6th through the 12th. And then we'll pull your gift and your challenge, qualifiers. Then we'll pull some love oracle and a card for advice at the end. Okay, anything that Sagittarius needs to know for this time period. Ooh, High Priestess. Tapping into your intuition. What's the gift? The gift is the King of Cups, King of Water. Lovely, Sagittarius. And your challenge? Your challenge is the Page of Water. Your challenge is a new cycle and something that has to do with your heart space. So let's see what's going on with that. Okay, put these over here for now. All right, let's get right into this. King of Water. So the King of Water is the King of Cups. This could be, it's a court card. So this could be you, or this could be somebody who you're dealing with. But regardless, this is your gift for the week. This could also be a situation, okay? Because again, court cards, like I said, could be you, could be somebody else, or a situation. Something really speaking to your heart. Really being happy in your job, being really happy in a situation with a friend, a family member, being really just happy in life in general, just being really happy in your relationship, okay? Anything like that, but feeling very tuned into your High Priestess energy. I do like that. That's like the been there, done that card, right? So this is your recent past. This is where you are right now. This is your challenge. This is your outcome. And these are some qualifiers for each. Okay, well, I like this outcome, that is for sure. Okay, so in your recent past, you were just very pensive, thinking about the full landscape of something, some sort of situation, really thinking through your job. Are you happy there? Are you fulfilled? You thinking about this relationship maybe that you were in, really thinking things through, because it's with the Emperor energy, right? And the Emperor energy is the leadership energy. So this has to do with, if this has to do with a relationship, this could be the person that you are in the relationship with, or somebody actually being a little bit domineering, or a little closed-minded with you, and it really putting you in a space of thinking. As while the Emperor is very large and in charge and understands what needs to be done, he definitely has, and there's no gender here, but he definitely has his own mindset, his own way of doing things. You know what I mean? It's like there's not a real open-mindedness to the Emperor energy. And so I'm getting here that in your past you were dealing with this, having to do with either a partner, a parent, a family member, or a boss. That's really was just putting you in this space of feeling very pensive. As a lot of times the Hangman energy is incited because we don't feel heard in our life, and we don't feel like, you know, we're just not getting fully what we need from a person or a situation, but we really can't put our finger on it. So I like that you're in the Hangman in the past, and then we have the High Priestess for this week, because this tells me that you are evolving out of the Hangman energy and you're realizing something. You're having some sort of epiphany about something. Yeah. And when we have the Seven of Wands energy in the reverse, and this just tells me right now that you're in a space of really not wanting to defend yourself against a person or a situation. And we have the Seven of Cups, which is qualifying this. And the Seven of Cups energy is about just not knowing everything. There's something that you don't know the whole story about. Sagittarius. You know what's in Five of the Cups, you don't know what's in Two. And the way the human condition works it is that we end up filling in our own narrative version of what we think something might be. But all you're in this space of just saying, you know what, all I know is that I feel like I need to defend myself in this situation. Feel like I need to defend myself against this person. But there is this idea of just not being fully sure about the whole story. And that's all of us right now, actually. I mean, this really is such a Seven of Cups like vibe, like honestly, for the next 6 months. Because we know what we want, and we know what's good that's there, but we don't feel like we know the full story. We don't know what's on the other side of something. And that's where you're at right now. So you really don't know where this job is going to end up taking you. You don't really know, but you know that right now you're feeling the sense of defending your desire to either be in it, or you're feeling like you need to defend yourself against somebody within your career, within your job. If this has to do with relationship, it's like you know what's good, but you feel like something's missing. You feel like something's off and you can't fully identify it, you know, or this could actually just be the other two cups can simply be two fears that you have and two ways that you're actually getting in your own way. But you're fearing something. If that is the case and you're resonating with that, it's because you're feeling this need to defend yourself, to defend what you want. You know, and but the thing is, you don't want to do it anymore because it's in the reverse. So it's like, oh, no. I believe what I believe. I feel what I feel. My passions are my passions. I want to do what I want to do. I want to go where I want to go. I don't want to have to defend myself, keep explaining myself. As I feel like you are dealing with somebody who is a bit closed-minded here. A good person. I'm not getting this person's bad. They're a good person. This is not a bad thing. But it's just something that's really pressuring you to conform to being a certain way. And you just really not being 100% on board with that. So it can be certainly like you holding yourself back. You're just feeling like, I'm just over it. I just really don't want to deal with this anymore, right? I really don't, because you really are. You're very tapped into your intuition. You're very tapped into your intuition, but wait for it. Hold on. In your fears, we have the Sun reverse, which is still very positive even in the reverse. It's your fear. You are so afraid of being fully happy. You're afraid of unfairness. There's a lot of fear here. You're afraid that you're not going to be really fully happy and treated fairly in this job, in this connection, in this relationship. This is a struggle you're having. But I want to refocus our attentions and our energies to you crowning for the week. King of Water. This is you being very in touch with what it is that you need in your heart space very clearly, okay? And you're just so like afraid of feeling like something is going to be unfair. Sagittarius, I feel like you're very afraid that somebody's going to try to like own you. That somebody's going to come in and just try to like micromanage you, hold you back, try to take away any sense of independence that you have, kind of rain on your parade as far as what you want to do moving forward. And you're just afraid that you're not going to be happy in that because of this lack of fairness that you're going to be feeling. It's like you see a red flag and you know what you need. You know what you need in order to be happy in a relationship. You're very clear on what you need. But you feel like you're in this space with somebody that's just really, really prompting you to be something that you're not. But the gift here, though, is being so tuned in and connected finally with where you've maybe been handling either a relationship in a very limited way or a career in a very limited way. But you're tuning in now. It's like whatever you've been doing in the past up to now, you're waking up. You're tapping into your intuition. You're connecting with what it is that you want. And then we have the Chariot, which is, I love this energy, man. This is the Cancer energy. It's about moving into a space that you resonate with as being like home to you. And when I say home, I mean that kind of like where you feel at home in that relationship, in that job, in that friendship, you know, where you're moving forward onto a path that is right. It's like being on the right path. You know what I mean? Really. And you doing it. I mean, this is such a Sagittarius vibe. It's like, bye, I'm going off on a journey. I'm ready to take that calculated risk in the Fool energy. I have a really good vibe about this. I know where I'm going. I feel good about this. Like, this is you really embracing your intuition, really tapping into what it is that you need to make you happy, and you feeling very confident and really ready to move into that space to make you happy and to do you. To do you. And whatever this was, though, that you're in, it was like this situation happened that was making you feel very pensive, slightly controlled. You felt like you needed to defend yourself. You were confused. And you're just like, you know what? I'm not going to be happy in that. That's not my definition of fair, balanced, healthy. No, I got to go. You got to go. But now your challenge is the Page of Water. Now, I do want to say that you are blessing here this gift for the week. This realization that you've had doesn't have to have anything to do with your challenge. In other words, this can have to do with your relationship and this can have to do with your job. It can be connected. It doesn't have to be. So you apply the messages however you resonates with your life. I don't want to sweep these because we might refer back if I feel like there's a connection between the two, which I am kind of vibing because you're leaving something here. And then the Page of Water, because you're recognizing what you need in that King of Water energy, right? You are the King of Cups here. Your challenge, though, is the Page of Water, the Page of Cups, which indicates a new cycle. So, yeah, that makes sense, you know? I mean, they're kind of a no-brainer. Because you're leaving one thing. So this could be leaving a job that you really at one time loved, but you just felt like, all right, this is not fair. I gotta go, right? And you're moving into a new job, and anything new is a challenge, for goodness sake, because it's uncharted territory, right? Because could certainly be having to do with a relationship as well. But again, it's this idea of uncharted territory. So that could just be a challenge, just by itself there. It's a beautiful energy, though. New start. Anything new is hard, though, right? I mean, it could be exciting or it can be scary. It depends on our perspective. It really does depend on our viewpoint, how we view things. I mean, really? Guys, look, in the past, Tower energy. Tower energy, you realize that you weren't going to be able to build. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. So something ended that you felt that you were not going to be able to grow in. I mean, the Three of Pentacles is the Architect card here. This is the card of building. And the Tower, well, first of all, the reversal just means that it was accompanied with, you know, a bit of kicking and screaming, a lot of emotions, a lot of bitterness, anger, hurt, guilt. Any of those things could certainly have to do with the job. It can have to do with the relationship. But it is the tearing down of something that once was. Definitely a cycle ending, something ending. There's an ending here. But it could also just be the ending of a way of thinking. The ending of an outdated mode of thinking, where you're realizing that you really do need to start thinking about things differently if you want things to be different in your life in order for you to build. Okay? Could certainly be that. So apply the messages however they would resonate with you. But there's certainly an ending here to something that was very profound and something that was a steady in your life. This wasn't a passing thing, okay? This wasn't a passing thing. This was either a relationship that was very meaningful to you, a job that you one time cared very much about, that you were very, very involved in, you know, a friendship that you had for a long time. This could certainly be a family situation. And you just realize that it was just never going to build. It wasn't going to go anywhere. It wasn't going to go anywhere. But right now, I mean, this is your challenge. You're on this new path. You have this new fire in your belly. But, you know, there's a fear here of you having the Seven of Pentacles energy is the card of the Apprentice. So this does indicate there's a lot of newness here. So we have another page energy, and we have the Seven of Pentacles energy, which is the card of the Apprentice. Right? This is an apprentice energy. And we can apply that in many different ways in our life, but it's a beautiful energy in that it's got the blessing, the Four of the World, plus the Three of the Trinity, having to do with Pentacle energy, which has to do with money, or it can have to do with connections and how we do connection. And you feeling right now that you want to move forward, you're very excited, you have this fire in your belly for this new stage in your life. You know you need to move forward, but you're challenged in actually implementing this next cycle right now. It's like this page of water, you know there's something new that's being offered to you, but you're having a hard time bringing yourself emotionally. And maybe it's too soon since the Tower energy, you know, maybe it's too soon, but it is good that you have this passion and this desire to be very forward moving, because that's the page of Wand energy, is passion and motivation and movement, okay? And it indicates a new cycle. But your challenge here is starting over. Your challenge here is actually allowing yourself to start over because you're feeling very mentally this sense of lack and this lack of support. You know, there's this recognition that somebody in your life just wasn't able to show up and support you in the way that you are. And it's a real challenge for you to accept that you're not going to have that new beginning with this person. So on the one hand, you're pushing yourself forward with this Page of Wands energy. Like, I know I have to move forward in this area. I have to get this other job. I know this job isn't working out. I know I need to leave this friendship. I know I need to love this family member from a distance. I know I need to, you know, really put this relationship, this intimate relationship behind me and move forward. It's like you're saying all the things you're supposed to be saying to yourself, but it's tough because there's missing, and you're feeling this lack of motivation really to actually really, really move forward, you know, in this new cycle, because it's not easy. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard because you're really focusing on where the injustice happened. And the Seven of Swords energy is the card of thievery. But at the same time, guys, it's the kind of arguing where there's air clearing. There's a clearing of the air here with the Swords energy, you know? But it is a card of thievery. When we're talking about swords, swords are truth, swords are words. So we're talking about the kind of conflict and the kind of argument where somebody's going in and they're bastardizing your words and they're changing up what you intended to mean, and there's gaslighting and deflection and all kinds of things like that that aren't healthy. And, you know, this is you remembering all of this and remembering the lack of fairness that just went on. And this always feeling the need to defend yourself in all of this. And the challenge here is having this new start. because you're just not going to be trusting it. And this is the challenge. So it's like while you're ready to move on, it's like you're stuck in the middle. You know what I mean? Like you're moving on, you're willing to take this risk, you have the passion and stuff, which is kind of like on the surface, but deep down, there are still knots that need to be undone. There's still sieving through a situation. I can tell you this is a very specific message, guys. So if this doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit. It's just not your message. You know, we can't hit everybody on this platform all the time. That's just not how it works. It's unrealistic. But definitely for somebody moving out of something. And I do feel like, I have to tell you, I'm feeling very strong that these two, the gift and the challenge, are connected. So you are being pushed to evolve out of something. This is such a Plutonian thing that's happening here with Saturn. This is pulling you out of something, even though it's uncomfortable, because you need to be brought into this better space. But you know, you have your intuition working for you. So even if you're very in this state of missing, and there is this rumination about the unfair and the unjust and what really went down in this connection with this situation, whatever it is, or whatever the situation was, you are holding fast to your intuition, which is really, really good. So let's sweep those and let's see what we have in the way of love. For those of you who are open to love, okay, so this is really just going to have to do with love, guys, and not career. Okay, and then we'll pull a few oracles and see what's happening with Sagittarius. Okay. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So you can see that. Just let go of resentment. Yeah, I mean, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life. But when we feel closed in or, you know, hurt, challenged, it's easy to focus on those feelings and not see everything clearly. It's hard. But the thing is, when we hold on to resentment, those end up serving as energetic blocks on us, you know. And it's very hard to manifest anything when we have those energetic blocks up. That's why it's important to just deal with those. I mean, it's illogical to go through something that's very emotionally taxing and just think you're going to be okay, like, right away. Do you know what I mean? You have to give yourself time to heal. I mean, it's just common sense, right? Cassette. Oh, it's kind of just what we were talking about. All right, let me pull. Okay. So cassette has to do with outdated thinking. Conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. That's exactly what I was talking about in the challenge. Having to do with the tower, having to do with, you know, going over in your mind, like where the unfairness was. Then we have boat. Boat is receiving what you need, moving on, closure. Okay? And then we have separation, which has to do with sadness and missing you and thinking about you and unsure about the future. So this unsure, I'm certain, is what was inciting this page of water energy. It's this uncertainty. It's this missing. It's the outdated thinking. It's replaying events in your head. You know? But it's important that if you do feel, for those of you who are resonating with this, it's very important that you actually let go of resentment so that some sort of healthy situation can enter your life. Let go of the resentment. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull a word of advice. Okay, that was a ridiculous shuffle. I don't know what that was. Okay. Okay, it's a little better. Okay, your message of advice for Sagittarius, January 6th. love. Very strong love vibe here. This water, and then we got love. So this energy, guys, is all about letting go of your limiting beliefs about love. Yeah. See, it's like your heart desires more connection here. This is more connection, more love and nourishment than what it's been getting. And you're at a point in your life where you need to learn how to truly give and receive love in a different way, in a new way, in a way that's really more true to you. So fully opening your heart is going to really awaken your vulnerability that's necessary here. It's your vulnerability and your sensitivity and your fear. And particularly your fear of rejection and intimacy with another person, and this fear of feeling owned, getting for many of you. But you're going to really unleash your passion here with this energy and your inspiration and greatness and the ability to care deeply, which is really good. Just start seeing how great life is, and just be willing to connect to other people. So if you've been holding on to like a past pain here, then it's time to acknowledge it, feel it, and move forward, right? And what did the other oracles say, right? Just let go of the resentment. I know it's so much easier said than done, but you have to let yourself feel it in order to move past it, you know? Like, give yourself permission to let people in and ask for love. Ask for love. Like, seriously, with your heart and your soul, and it's going to come. Look for something beautiful in every person you meet. Focus on feeling good. Whenever you see people loving each other, and just know that it's coming into you in a form of a love of a lifetime, or for many of you, even just an incredible friendship if you're not open to love. But it's coming in. All of this sweeping away was very, very necessary. Very necessary for you to end up where you're supposed to. Absolutely. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.